1, 2, 3, yeah. Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her friends, that's what Sayo says. Sayo says, have you heard what Sayo says? Whether she's sitting down by herself or with her guests, that's what Sayo says. Ooh, it's giving me up. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so unbelievably excited. We've already had the podcast, by the way.
Literally.
We've already had the podcast. We've already spoken about like 10,000 things. We're already an hour in.
Yes.
We're already an hour in before we even press record. But guys, I am so excited to finally get my girls on the couch. I am joined today by none other than Priscilla and Anyabu and Wunmi Bello.
You know what I thought you were gonna do?
What?
Yeah.
Nailing it.
That's what I
Nailing it.
What was it?
That's what it was. Three.
What was it?
Nailing it.
No, but you know
No,
the
actually-
thing that we had to. So somebody, it was like Shy, you had to say
music.
something
but
like,
that
"Oh,
was
I'm
there.
Shy."
I don't remember that.
And then I was like,
it was like 10 years ago.
It's your girl. Did you say it's your girl? It's your girl, Priscilla.
No,
we all had something to say. I think Wunmi started, then I said me, and then you said you.
It's your girl,
and then
Wunmi
you-
Bello.
and then I was like, oh, I'm Sayo, not Sayo.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I said hello.
Yeah.
Hello, it's Wunmi Bello. Yes. And then it went to Pris, and then it went to Shayo. Wow.
Oh my God, guys, we have reunited and it feels so good. Guys, these are my nailing it girls. To this day, ladies, I still get DMs and messages
Same.
about people asking, when is nailing it coming back? What happened to nailing it? What happened to nailing it?
What happened, Spotify?
What happened, Spotify? Spotify? What happened? What happened? Do you know, I feel like because we've actually never really like said what happened.
disappeared.
We just kind of
I
disappeared.
mean, what can we say happened?
What can we actually say?
What can we
Because
say
contractually, are we able to say this? I'm gonna say shit anyways.
I mean, I don't think there's even a
it's nothing
contract
that's
anymore.
rude
Yeah, there's
anyway.
no.
nothing rude. But basically, the reason why nailing it. Do you know what? We just went straight into nailing it. Mind you, there are people who have never
No
even-
idea.
even know
No,
what
mind
nailing
you.
is.
What is a nailing it?
What is
What is a nailing it?
Guys, I am so excited to be doing this. So let's break this down.
So I don't know about you ladies, but I want to talk about love. I want to talk about sex. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about the good times and the bad times. I want to talk about everything. Nothing's off limits.
And we need to throw in the realities of being a woman. So, you know, your body changing, all of that good stuff.
So just so you know, nailing it, we are talking the ups, the downs, and everything in between.
I'm Sayo.
I'm Priscilla.
I'm Wunmi.
Join us for our weekly pamper sessions exclusively on
Spotify.
Yeah.
So,
Give them
for
the
those,
physique
let me give some context. So, if you're watching and you have no idea what nailing it is, Nailing It was basically a podcast, a Spotify exclusive podcast between myself, Priscilla, and Wunmi that we ran for what, like a year maybe? Was it a year? A year.
Just
So I remember
under
we
a
did
year.
Halloween, we did
We did like a couple
Christmas
episodes in the new
episode.
year.
Yes. So it
And
was
then-
a Spotify exclusive podcast that unfortunately got cancelled because of budget. Okay, not because of viewership
Our
or
numbers
anything.
were fantastic.
Our numbers were.
We were on a roll.
We
We were really on a roll.
Our
It
numbers,
was
our
doing great.
audience. Do you guys remember that our largest audience was South America?
Wait, did we get the
We had,
statistics?
yeah.
I got the breakdown, but bro.
I think we had a
South America?
if not the largest, we had like a very big South American
Wow.
following. Yeah, so
did
it
not
was
know
like
that.
mostly like UK, America, and like the Americas, etc.
Even the year after, though, when they still gave us our breakdown, it was like people were still listening to
Yeah,
it. It was crazy.
Yeah. And
we
I
were
think-
just scratching the surface. Though.
Yeah.
We had just
and then they
started
just
crazy.
yanked the carpet from
Stole
under
it,
our feet. They
mind
actually
you,
snatched it
robbed
back.
us.
They snatched it. They pulled us by our edges and said, "If I grab you, yeah." And then they cancelled it because Spotify just had some money
Yeah.
money issues, unfortunately. And so our pod was cancelled alongside a bunch of other pods as well, a bunch of other shows like that were also doing really well.
Because I remember that was a phase where everybody's, well, not everybody, but there was a lot of podcasts that brands
You
were
get a
really
podcast.
trying to
You get a podcast.
at that point. So to be fair, we didn't feel that bad because there was so many other people. It wasn't about us.
It wasn't personal.
Yeah,
it wasn't about us.
It really, it wasn't like, you know, a failure of any of us. It wasn't, you know, like bad audienceship or viewership or whatever. Do you guys remember the most tuned into episode was the one we were, the religion one? The faith one.
No.
Yes.
Way.
Why? I have a shit memory. Why do you guys not remember this?
I don't remember that at all.
We just remember the different
I
things.
thought
I'm
it
like,
would be
yes,
the Halloween episode, maybe.
No.
Because we were like, we look cute.
I came in Ronald McDonald.
That episode, and there was another episode that was like really,
Our
really
first
good
episode
as well.
The first episode.
Oh, the
Yeah.
first episode was
The
really
first episode was so
wholesome.
cute. It was so
That
cute.
was really cute.
Oh,
but we were
bless.
I was saying to the girls before we started recording, I was like, did you guys not feel super young when we were doing
Very
that?
young.
We were low-key
But we
very
were young. It was
2
almost 3
years
years
ago.
ago.
I hadn't even gotten my teeth done.
We have
You had
grown
your
so
teeth
much
done?
since then.
Was it bonding?
Oh, it looks really good.
Literally,
Dapper
we've
over
had-
here.
we've had
Oh, the same.
dentists-
Yeah. Where's that Dr. Base? Hello.
Oh, he's got
Waterloo.
two.
No, it's not Waterloo.
Fitzrovia and
It's
Elsfield.
Elsfield. Yeah,
And
Elsfield.
Fitzrovia now.
really
Yeah,
good.
Dr. Dapper. Shout out Dr. Dapper. He hooked me up. Yeah, literally, like it was such a long time ago, but you know my girls still have the bag.
The nailing it
I
back
still wear
from
the
the
bag.
party.
I
They
wear
still
the
have
Oh my
bag
it
gosh,
every now
guys,
and
that
again.
party was so good.
It was so good.
That party. Oh my god, we
I
had a
was
launch
lit.
party.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh,
god.
I got
Do you
so
remember when we
lit.
all got on the stage?
Yeah.
At the end of the night, and they were like, "Give a speech" or something like that. We went on there. We were just like,
It
"Hey!"
was so much fun. That whole period was just so much fun, man. It was honestly so much fun. Like it was one of the things that made me like, I really want to have my own show. Like I want to do like a pod. I want to do like the talking thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and here we are, man. Here we are.
not gonna
Congratulations to you, though.
Thank you
Right?
so much. Oh my gosh, Wunmi.
Hello. What? Oh,
I got you flowers.
stop. I actually low-key needed this today. This is so
really?
sweet.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. I just, it's just.
Who doesn't love flowers?
This is look at the color. This is like my favorite color when it comes to flowers. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Red,
I
yeah,
got-
because it's like it takes over the whole house, like brightens up the whole house.
I got you
This is gorgeous. Thank
red
you so
ones,
much,
and then
baby.
I got Priscilla some pink roses
Yeah,
as well.
thank
Some
you
pink
so
flowers as
much.
well.
That is
I
so
just
sweet,
love
Shayo.
getting. Oh, you're so welcome, baby.
That is so sweet.
It's the
Thank you,
least that
baby.
I could do, of course. But how have you ladies been? Because you both have, your own careers. You both have different things that you are doing. Wunmi, you are a host of the Wunmi Bello show that has been reinvented so many times, and I love that.
girl.
Like I love that. I love the new.
You're always
the new
elevating.
direction. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like so,
Thank
like
you,
tell us
guys.
about the show, and then Priscilla, you can tell us
Oh
about
my
this football.
God.
The way Priscilla's pivoted into sports.
Of course, do I know?
love
Of
it.
course.
Of course, you know.
And we're going to talk about why it's such a smart
Very
move.
smart move.
thanks, girl.
Smart move. Tweet. So much to talk about, darling. This year, wow, life, amazing. So I obviously got my show.
Yes.
I feel like this year has probably been the most realist for me.
Okay. In what way?
In a sense that, like, with I feel like this is the year where I'm so clear on me, on like my who I am, what I'm about, what I'm not about, in a way that I've never been before, in a way that I always thought I, was quite sure, and I just feel like a more fuller person this year, and I feel like because of that, it's influenced the way I go about my show, the way I go about like the conversations and how I structured them, and even like the visual direction. Like I'm clearer. I'm like so much more clearer, and it's like impacting everything else that's kind of going on in my world. So it's been interesting.
When you say you feel like more clear on who it is you are, because we're always changing. Like we were literally just talking about how we felt so young when we were doing nailing
years
it
ago,
and everything, and like I think growing in this industry, like trying to like develop a sense of
Self.
like a sense of self, and like pivoting and deciding, okay, cool, like when do I like leave this thing, and when do I do this? Because even me, like I the content that I do now is different to the content that I started off doing. I'm trying to get back into the OG content, etc. But at the same time, like I don't believe in limiting myself to just one expression of myself. Yeah, like I'm hilarious. Knock, knock, who's fucking there? You get me?
Right.
But at the same time, there's so many other things that like I want to do.
Layers.
So like,
Yeah.
what has been like the main thing for you that has made you feel like, yeah, like you have a stronger sense of self now, like relating to your
I
show?
need to add to that, just because I feel like you're one of the most intentional people I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything you do. No, honestly, you know when you're just like, sometimes I need to get serious like Wunmi. It's just like, you journal, you know. Things,
What would Wunmi do?
What would Wunmi, honestly? So the fact that you're even saying this,
Yeah,
is
the
like,
journaling, you know,
like-
I actually used the journal that you got me for yeah.
Oh my
I used the journal, yeah.
No, stop. That is amazing.
yeah. So the fact that you're
Wow.
like, you're even more like yourself, I'm like, okay, so what made you feel like you wasn't before?
Before,
Yeah.
before,
Good question,
this is really a damn man. That light is on. We're on. This is on right now.
Look at the camera.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn, we're on. Maybe because of like the way I was raised, I've kind of forcefully always had to be like super introspective because there's not really. There's not really anyone around that you're like, oh, what should I do about this? And what
Yeah.
So because of that, I have to, like, journal is the only way. Like, where else are we going?
Yeah, who else
Do you
am
know
I
what I
gonna
mean?
talk to?
Yeah, and I think because of that, I always thought that I had I would actually say nailing it was actually one of the clear indicators to me that I didn't have a very clear sense of self yet.
Really?
I think doing that, yeah, because it's not often that obviously you have conversations with your friends, but it was very different because and you and your friends are similar, right?
Yeah.
You know, you guys are having similar conversation, you kind of
of
share
course.
similar perspectives. So because of that, there's limited
There's more common ground. And
you get what I mean? And so because of that,
and-
it's limited in terms of
Yeah.
like where you're gonna go, where the conversation's gonna go. You kind of tend to
more
keep it within one
thought-provoking.
box, exactly.
Different
Whereas
opinions.
like when it was us three, that was the first time I felt myself feeling uncomfortable with certain conversations because I was like, not in a bad way, but also I was like, oh, that's a challenging perspective. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic here. And I was like, why does this make me feel uncomfortable? Was the question I was asking myself. So I was like, why do I feel uncomfortable? And the answer was, this is the first time like you're in a situation where the people around you aren't people that are relatively like in the same world as you, like day-to-day life. Like my friends, like we kind of all grew up together. We like the same similar
Like
things.
there's unconscious bias already.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So once we came off nailing it, like while we were doing it, I was like, initially I was like, ooh. And then I was like, I like what it's forcing me to do because it's forcing me to have
your comfort zone.
Grander
grow.
conversation and like grow. Whether or not it's like, I agree with your opinion or your opinion, it wasn't really about that. It was more so like, let's open this list mind up a little bit more.
open-minded.
So after then, I feel like my mind just started to expand so much more. I would say, yeah.
I love that.
We were a part of that.
On my way here, I was on the phone to my girl Bex, and I literally was saying to her, I was like, "Okay, I'm actually really excited to see to hear the conversation today," because I was like, you guys didn't know this, but you guys played such a massive role in me seeing just how like limited my perspective was in that era. Yeah, it was actually a big deal. It actually was a very big deal. Even when we were talking about, you know, what nailing it did, guys, this is actually my first time deeping. Nailing it was a big deal. Guys,
Nailing It was a
for
big
Spotify
deal.
to actually say, you guys have your own show, they gave us
about
that
whatever.
crazy hotel to go get ready in for the launch party.
Yeah.
We that
whole
was an
rollout,
incredible
Marketing
experience.
behind it, everything.
Shout
they
out
really poured
Spotify
into
because they
us.
actually. No, honestly, they actually really
There was a
did
vision.
try. They
There was a
really did
vision.
invest.
What?
Like it was. It's just such a shame that like we didn't get to continue it
Yeah.
because the amount of like growth during that time that I had no idea that like, you know, you were experiencing, because even in the conversations that we were having, especially like I loved the religion one. You guys know me. I love her.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
atheist and proud, you know, like so for me, like because of that, it's already a taboo, especially within, you know, like black communities.
Yeah.
Like, you know, religion and black people go like this,
Yeah.
child, you know. And so because I've been an atheist from when I was probably like 13, but I never really embraced it fully until I was maybe like 18. So I've already had those kind of conversations. I'm already very used to, you know, feeling like the black sheep and, you know, feeling like my perspective is I was already very comfortable knowing that my perspective was unpopular, and I was still very vindicated in that. Like, it never moved me. Like, but I was having conversations with people, and a lot of my friends are religious. I have, you know, like atheist friends as well. I have a wide array of people in my life, so I have conversations that challenge me and challenge the people in my life regularly. And so I remember we had that there was the religion episode. You were more so on like you were more kind of like moderate in your
I was gonna say you were kind of like in the middle.
You were more moderate in your and I think that's why that episode was so like good.
But then I'm interested. It would be interesting to watch it back because I'm like, where I was then, I don't know what I would have said compared to where I am now in terms of how I feel about my walk.
What we said and what was edited in, like what was kept in, is two different things. So I remember the episode
really?
was. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sister, did you not listen to the episode? So much of what was actually said was like not.
What, they cut out? Wait, were they allowed to do that? Wait, did we not have? We didn't have no rights then?
We could only choose like the clips.
Like they cut down, innit?
So much, yeah.
So why didn't we make a big deal out of this then? Why wasn't this a conversation?
No, but it wasn't a
Oh, it wasn't a bad thing.
No, it's just
okay.
There was
so
cut
much.
it down.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
it's not like they were like censoring.
I was thinking, damn. What did I say? What did Sayo say?
They weren't censoring us. It literally was like the conversation was so like expansive.
It was.
Because we had three different perspectives. I think we were over like the limit by like an hour or something. Like we were just talking and asking questions, etc. And so it's so interesting to me for you to say that, you know, like nailing it was nailing it. So every time I say nailing it
with
like,
the little nails.
With the little, the little nail cams. Oh my gosh.
Oh, nail cam was fantastic.
Oh, that was so fun. But like, it's so interesting for you to say that nailing it was like a big part in, you know, like challenging your perspective and helping you grow, etc. What about you, Pris? Was that the same for you, or was it?
For me, it helped with my vulnerability.
I remember.
You were very open, actually.
I remember
Because that's, I think, one thing I struggle with. Like, I barely talk. I'm always a listener.
Yeah.
So even I remember Nicole saying, she was just like, when you tell your stories, just be free. Yeah. Like, literally just let it come out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I think that helped. But being vulnerable till this day still scares me. But that was the beginning of the journey where I'm like, do you know what? It's okay. Give it a shot.
Why is like vulnerable? Why did you find it difficult being vulnerable? Like,
I feel it makes me feel very exposed.
Yeah, of course.
I feel weak.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so crazy because even when I go out and do podcasts and interviews, I don't watch them back because when I see a clip and I feel like I've been vulnerable, I'm like, I don't want to see the whole thing. So I don't watch it. Yeah, it's like it just makes me like,
shit. I'm like, zoom into that tear there, right. Zoom into the lip quiver there. Make sure that everyone sees the raw emotion. I've got nothing to hide.
And I think also one thing I've always said is I've noticed that it's only me that can save myself. No offense
to who? Who's offended?
Like no offense to the world, like people that think they can come and but I feel like when I've asked for help has never really come through. So I was just like, so what's the point of the vulnerability if it's not going to end somewhere? Like I'm like logical, like solution. If you can't help me, what's the point of me
expressing?
Yeah, sharing or offloading. So I'm just like,
do you know what? I express. I'm a very theatrical babe, so I think that's where that kind of like comes from.
You're just like the ability to be English is failing me.
I'm very much. This is how I feel. This is what I think. Yeah, and I'm perfect.
I hear you.
Like it's valid. It is important, and I express things just for the sake of expression.
Now,
for me, like it's just for the sake of expression, like because you just need to release it.
I think I think before I was very much water under the bridge, but now I'm like, I will let you know if you've done something to me that I don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, like boundaries and stuff.
Like, but like, yeah, if I feel like you've acted some type of way, I'll be like, I think you was a dickhead, or you made me feel like that. But before I never used to say anything. But in terms of actually feeling helpless, so if I need help with doing something, like, nah.
Asking for help.
Till now?
Yeah, asking for help. It's hard.
And it's because when you asked for help in the past,
it's just
you didn't
I didn't receive it.
Yeah. Was it that you didn't receive it? Sorry, baby. Was it that you didn't receive it, or was it that you didn't receive it in the way that you wanted?
I just felt like I didn't receive it.
At all.
How would you have wanted to receive it?
Just receiving it.
No, because you know why? You know why though? I feel like everybody's idea of like receiving things like
Yeah.
it is really different. And I feel like maybe because I can imagine, and from like experiencing you, you're quite a giver.
Yeah.
And you and
one
I
thing
think
about Prince, she's gonna give.
you're quite a giver, but I feel like with it, when you're someone who's a giver, I feel like you maybe don't spend enough time like figuring out like how do I want to be like given back to? Yeah.
Give back to me. I'm joking. But no, I think a lot of the time when I've asked it, it's needed like physical help in some sort of way, shape or form. And it's just like, I can't right now.
Hey.
So I think that's when I've just been like, all right, cool. I'm just going to get it done.
Yeah.
I don't love that for you.
Yeah.
I know, but life, like, yeah. Oh gosh, you're not looking at me.
No,
like,
because I don't know.
Big damsel in distress. I'm okay with
Damn, but we can never be in distress, please.
Yeah. So I think, but I'm learning. I know naturally, I'm learning now. So I'm trying to be more open, more vulnerable. But yeah, that was my earlier take.
Nailing it for me was like, it was just fun. Like, it was just.
She said, y'all felt all of that.
Do you know what it? But I
had a
think
good
that
time.
it's that like, because again, I am so used to taking the path of resistance. Like my default is not to take the path of least resistance. So even like growing up, I always had like a sense, like a really heightened sense of justice and right and wrong. And, you know, like I always entitled myself to feeling how I felt, even if I wasn't receiving it or people weren't receiving, receiving me in the ways that I wish that they were able to. That didn't take away from me feeling entitled to at least, you know, like expressing
that for you.
And I think, thank you. I think because as well, like being... And the reason why I love talking about religion so much is that it influences so many parts of like everyday interactions, etc., and like just life in general. 100%. And so being, you know, like being an atheist in a religious family, I've been more so exposed to those kind of like conflicts and difference of perspective a lot, like very early on. Like I was always having conversations that, you know, like made other people uncomfortable. I'm a very open person. Like I talk about periods, I talk about sex, I talk about this, I talk about there's a lot of things that like I entitle myself to talking about, and that's literally just because for me I find purpose and fulfillment in just entitling myself to being me and to just like talking about the things that I want to talk about. And
Do you know what though? I feel like I have a huge sense of embarrassment.
See, I have no shame.
See me like, like the smallest things can make me embarrassed. So I think I'm an overthinker, so I think through absolutely everything. So even me asking you and you saying no, now I'm embarrassed for even asking.
Really?
So it makes me not want to ask again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's what has also prevented me from being more open, because it's that embarrassment that I felt once that I don't want to feel again. Yeah.
See, the shame. What about you? Is that a similar thing for you as well?
What,
like
vulnerability?
Vulnerability and stuff. Because I feel like you're quite.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm quite.
open,
I'm quite
Free
expressive.
spirit, both of you two.
Quite like.
Yeah.
I'm quite like,
is
yeah.
crazy,
I'm
one
just.
is like,
I'm like, yeah. I'm, you know, just hey.
Wunmi is like Zen, and, you know. But
Zen?
No, I was gonna say not Zen.
Not Zen.
Definitely not Zen.
Not
You're a lot
Zen.
more kind of like
But
just more
I
like
get the
level-headed.
Zen.
I
Yeah,
would say.
but still a little bit like,
But
whoa.
yeah,
But
you have
you know,
because I remember
I'm.
the last time I saw you
Yeah.
was
the party.
YouTube Legacy.
Yeah. Oh my god, we were just there.
Yeah, we were
at
there in
the
the
front,
front, just dancing just like
the whole
mad women.
night.
I think I even still have videos.
So fun.
It
was so
Wunmi
fun.
is such a good fucking time.
So
She's fucking
fun.
crazy. Like she's mad. Like
But Shayo's just as mad, which is what
no,
makes it
like
amazing.
it's
No, you love
because
it.
why?
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not? Like
And mind you, there was barely anyone else that was kind of going off in the way that we were.
Yeah, like,
it was like this huge party.
Yeah.
And you just see these two beings just.
yeah, just
It was so cute.
we were
It
just
was
having
so
a
cute.
blast. But I think like whereas you're more I feel like you're more,
I'm
you're a bit more like balanced.
because I need it.
Yeah,
No, 'cause
I'm
need
very
it.
schizophrenic, very sporadic with things. But I think that like I really loved nailing it because it put me in a place where like I was having to. Like I just picked up so many skills and so many like different perspectives, etc. But again, like I said, because I have the kind of conversations that we were having on the show
Regularly anyway.
very regularly.
Yeah.
And so like I was very comfortable having them. But like I loved having them with you ladies
But
in
I
particular.
like that about us because we were so different.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, for example, you're so forthcoming, it also allowed us to be like, do you know what? Let's go into this
explore.
conversation like full throttle. Like we wouldn't second guess ourselves. Like I feel like if I was just there by myself, I might be like,
Was I right to
maybe
say
just-
this? Yeah.
No, but that just allowed us to have the conversations we were supposed to have, but in our own styles. And that's what I love, that all of us were so different.
Very. It
We
was
was
really nice.
like-
The difference was, I don't know who did the. Just
Shout out
them,
to
the way they
Nicole.
went.
Shout
Nicole.
out,
The casting was very, very on point.
Yeah,
it was on
well
point.
done. They
made
ate
a
with
lot
that,
of
they ate
sense
with that because that, mind you, Nailing It was the first time that we had actually like all three of us like
Worked together.
Together. Like
Yeah.
it was. We didn't find out who was going to be on the show up until like almost like the last minute. To be honest with you,
Did we have like two meet? There was like one other person that was they were
Yeah,
kind of
there was one
considering.
other
Yeah,
person in the
yeah. That was the
running.
only. It was only four of us.
I can't even remember who the other
I
person.
know.
I remember.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I think that the fact that we had so much chemistry and we all just got along and we just kind of like respected each other's perspectives in a way that just made everything just kind of like meld together so
Very easily.
so easily and so
Definitely.
well.
And I feel like if we had more time, it would have opened up so many more moments. So you know how you were talking about the vulnerability thing? I think there was like that we could start to feel. I don't know if you remember, there was a shift that was happening with you where you were becoming so much more open as like the episodes were going on. Like, can you imagine if we had continued that for like different things for all of us? Like for me, I don't know, would have widen my POV a little bit more. Who knows? I don't know. Shia would have been like, let me hear more about this religion you speak of. You know, who knows what direction we could have gone down.
She said she
If
was
we
trying
had.
to convert you.
Was it coming across like I was trying to convert?
No.
No.
not
But
at
she said
all.
you might have been more open to it.
No, not more open, but
to
she would have,
what?
if we had gone on for maybe more years, I would have
But
been
me
like,
too.
let's talk about this religion thing a little bit more, Shia. You know?
Babe, there was absolutely no amount of time that would have gone past that would have made me religious.
But I don't like the word religious because I wouldn't say like I'm a religious person.
Why not? Why is that? Because
Because I think, for me, I'm 1,000,000% a Christian, 1,000,000% a believer in Christ for sure. But I feel like when I even biblically, like when we read about religious, like people being religious, it's not what Christ set out for us to be. We weren't called to be like religious individuals because but the way. Let me get my wording right. The way religion, when we hear the word religiousness and all of that stuff, like in the Bible, it's very much it was the people who were just following a bunch of rules, and that's not what this like faith religion or this faith walk is supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be a religious like, you know, you must follow this and you must do this and you must da. It's not that. So that's why when you say religious, I'm like, I'm not ever trying to convince anyone to be like, you should be more religious, babe. I'm like, no, I mean, I can talk to you about like what I believe, my faith, my walk, what that looks like for me. And if it influences, it influences. If it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's like, it's semantics at the end of the day. I think that because my brother, my younger brother, he's become religious, a lot more like religious. And even whenever we have the conversations, etc., about, you know, his religiosity, he always, the language and framework around...
What religion are we talking? Is he Christian? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Christian. So I was raised Christian.
Yeah.
But I was never convinced, even from when I was like a child. I was just looking around. I was just like, okay, like I was like, am I supposed like, why would I believe in this kind of thing? And that's not even to say that there wasn't a time where I was actively trying to like explore it. And like, I went to different churches. This was all by myself. This was even my parents were like, oh, like, why are you doing all of this? I was just like, I just want to understand it more. So I wanted to broaden my scope and, like, widen my perspective and be like, okay, cool. Like, let me go to different churches. Let me experience it and, see, if anything, if any of it moves me or if any of it is, if I can rationalize believing in it. And for me, belief is just belief in any kind of like religion or Abrahamic religion or apocalyptic religion, patriarchal religion, any of that. It just was never going to be me because fundamentally I'm someone who is not because to me, like, religion is not about belief, it's about a truth claim. You can't tell me to believe in something and then use the word belief and faith when you're telling me that this thing is true. And so if you want me to believe in it, you want me to believe in it because it is true, because it is factual. And so it's not a belief claim, it's not a faith thing, it's a truth claim. If you're going to tell me that, the world was created in 7 days, I'm going to take that as a truth claim. I'm going to weigh that against the investigations that other people who are more knowledgeable and have more expertise, etc., within who can better answer that and provide evidence, either proving or disproving the claim. I'm going to listen to them more than I'm going to listen to people who are telling me not to, question it or just take it for what it is. And so for me, like, similar to how you say you don't like the word religion, I don't like the word belief because it's not a belief thing, it is a truth claim. You're telling me that you're claiming that a man, woman came from a man's rib. Okay, if you want me to believe that, prove that as a truth claim. It's a truth claim. You're claiming it to be true. And all of the evidence, scientifically, biologically, historically, disproves that. So why would I believe in that? You want me to believe it just off of the virtue of the word of the book? That's not enough evidence for me. That's not. And for me, if I'm going to, I don't need to like, religion for me is like a self-soothing thing that people often do. It's like you're soothing yourself with these words and with these stories, etc. And you're using it as a way to help guide yourself through the world, which fair's valid. Have that belief, like, if it helps you to, navigate this terrible, terrible world of immense suffering, then you do that. But I draw the line at pushing it on other people and claiming it, being so dogmatic about it. So that's my thing. Like, have your belief, because at the end of the day, there are people who believe the earth is flat.
How would you expect someone to prove that, though?
Prove what?
Prove the book.
What, the
Bible?
I mean, if it's true, it's not difficult to prove. It's not difficult to prove.
Because right now we have things, we have videos, we have cameras, we have everything like that. We can prove anything now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's true, it shouldn't be difficult to prove.
How can we prove that?
With archaeological evidence, historical records, with carbon dating. If you're going to claim that the age of the earth, for example, is 6,000 or so years old, then the equipment, the apparatus that we have, the human collaboration and intelligence and science, etc. Mind you, science is not infallible. And that's not me saying that, yes,
what
anything science, just like true, basically, like so saying that it's like it's not, it's like perfect.
Okay. Yeah, no, science is not perfect.
Yeah, But the thing is with science and scientific methods is that science quite literally goes out of its way to disprove its hypotheses and its theories. It is a very rigorous process of constantly peer reviewing, of constantly, like, scientists literally go out of their way to disprove their own claims. And it is a method of constant revisiting things that people believed 10 years ago, since, you know, because of the rigor of scientific investigation, because of new knowledge, new information, new apparatus, new equipment, we get closer and closer to better understanding things. And for me, science is something that is introspective. It's not something that, like, yes, this is true, you can't question it, just believe it, just have faith. Science is like, no, don't just believe what we've said. Question it, investigate it, criticize it. And for me, that's what I'm going to gravitate towards, because that is what we use to build the world. It's because of science that we have engineering, that we have all of these things that we can create. And that's not to say that science is not infallible, you know. It's constantly being edited and being updated. Religious books and religious texts are not they're just not, like,
because I guess at the core of it, the aim of it is for it to be faith, right? So how I see it, and I think that's why I'm quite whenever the people use the word religious, I'm like, because similar to you, I can understand the sentiment of don't impose, you know, what you believe onto me, right? You can say that you believe, you know, this and da-da-da-da, and that means it's truth. What's truth for me and what I identify like with truth might not be relative to you. So for me on my walk, like, I'm not out here with the aim of every single, you know, Jack and Harry that I see, I'm going to be like, hey, come over to,
about
you
our
know.
Lord Jesus Christ?
But no, I mean, I will let you know about the Lord Jesus Christ, like 100%, because I know what it's done for me, but it's not with the aim of like, it's not to
evangelize,
I mean, I think I mean, as a believer, like, that is our thing. Like, yeah. I'm absolutely, but I just feel like there's a way, because the way I practice my faith is not one that is like religious. It's very much a relationship, and it's very much a relationship that's based on faith. You know what I mean? And for me, like, you know, I'm also not the person, I think we spoke about this maybe 2 years ago, but, you know, I grew up in like a Muslim household. Yeah. Like, my whole family till this day are Muslims, you know what I mean? So very much growing up with, my first freaking name is a Muslim name. So very much growing up with,
is Muslim.
You get, there's a lot going on. Yeah. So, you know, even
that's
me.
Just be Nigerian, isn't it? Like,
hello.
Oh yeah, I'm half Christian, half Muslim.
Half Muslim.
Okay.
That story. What's that show?
Those are my nieces.
Half Christian, half
Crazy.
Muslim, okay.
But yeah, I feel like for me, it really took there being like something being unlocked in me for me to genuinely, wholeheartedly say, this is what I believe, and I can't, that there's nothing more to it than that for me. You know what I mean? So I think the reason I was even saying this, because I was thinking about, like, when you spoke about faith, it's like, well, the sentiment of faith isn't for it to be, it wouldn't be faith if you had to prove it. Otherwise, what's the concept of faith? What's the point of faith? If you believe, if you're saying, this is my faith is outside of science. Like, you don't, otherwise, like, you get what I'm saying? There is no faith if you're searching for it to physically, in the physical world, make sense.
So if it's that you know, aren't looking for
concrete, hardcore, physical proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it so if you don't believe, if it's that you don't need to believe, if it's that you don't need things to be true or factual for you to believe in it, for me, that is, that's the same kind of logic that people use to kind of like believe that the earth is flat.
So I wouldn't say that what I'm saying is that it's not true. It's 100% true, but I'm saying that I'm not like day in, day out trying to search for physical, tangible, there's water in this cup, to say that there's water in this cup. But I know that it is true because of the revelations that I've gotten. And that's what makes it a relationship, because you can't, and I think that's what makes it complicated to explain sometimes, because it's like, I know my day-to-day life experiences and like what God has like revealed to me, what I've seen, what I've experienced, that makes me very clear about where I stand with my faith, right? But then I'm also on that with that same understanding, I also know that I'm not saying to you that like God has physically sat down in my living room and be like, hey worms, I'm Jesus Christ, you know, physically touch me, physically know that I'm here in order for you to physically believe, It hasn't it hasn't been physical in that way. But has there been like experiences, things that have occurred that I've seen that I'm like, ain't no way I'm going out to search for, like to search whether or not this is true. Because even with that same sentiment, like even when we look at like day-to-day life, right, there's certain things that happen. Let me give an example. Let's say like who got a job recently? Okay, so let's say someone, okay, so my partner, for example, right? So he's doing some stuff right now that is incredible and things are just like working out so well for him. So happy for him. It's like amazing. And we were like breaking down the way everything has like has been working for him. And it's like everything has been so divinely orchestrated. You can't say that he thought about like, you're not even just that, but you can't say that, you know, he physically thought about, oh, he must put Jackson in this room at this time. So let's say, for example, like someone left what he was doing. Someone left what he was doing, and that them leaving what he was doing was like the perfect segue into him entering this field, and then it led to this, and then it led to this. When that time happened, when the first person was leaving, it was a very sad, very hostile situation. It was not good. But did it lead to something great? Absolutely, it led to something great. But that wasn't but like that person leaving wasn't something that he wanted or he physically said, this needs to happen, or like he didn't do it. It just like occurred. And I just feel like that is and I'm like, well, if we can believe that life occurs and we can't have an explanation as to why life and the things that happen in life occurs, it doesn't, for me, I'm like, that makes sense when we think about the concept of people having faith.
Like if you believe
you get what I mean?
Happens for a reason, you could also believe in faith.
See,
not necessarily.
Everything happens for a reason.
Okay, what do you think?
It's there's this
This is a really good conversation.
There's this school of thought of God of the gaps, which is basically expressing that in the gaps of human knowledge, both, you know, like from a macro perspective and a micro, so from a collective perspective and an individual perspective. When there was a gap in the knowledge, you fill it with God. So you're saying that, you know, these things are happening because it's divinely orchestrated. Mm-hmm. It's just life. Things are constantly going. But
what does that mean, though? Happen. What does that mean?
It means that we live in a capitalist system where people lose their job and someone comes and fills the position. Mm-hmm. When someone loses their job, it's sad, but, you know, you get over it. Someone has already come. Someone losing their job and, you know, somebody else coming to fill it, and the person who's come to fill it, i.e. being your partner, as sad as it was for the person to lose their job, your partner now coming in to take their job, it's not a sign of divine orchestration or, you know, a divine intervention. It's just capitalism. It's just someone loses their job. Someone has now come to fill it in. Mm-hmm. When you come into a new job, you come into contact with so many other people. You're expanding your pool of resources. You're making more connections with people. So more things that you haven't been able to experience before because you haven't been in those environments, etc., are now going to happen to you. It's like, it's also a thing of language as well. I'm a linguist. I love language, study language, etc., like English and stuff, so in like linguistics. The language that religion uses as a framework for things is very important. Similar to how people say, you know, what you say, what you see, what religion and your belief in faith, etc., encourages you and equips you with the language to describe as being a miracle or as divine. This is just a language of religiosity. The same, like what you call faith may be, you know, if you strip the religiosity from it, it is, what's the word? What would be like non-religious? It would be possibility or probability. Faith. Do you know, like likelihood? It's probably not the best comparison, but like
I think those comparisons.
It's not the best comparison, but let me give another one.
So I would love for you to do it for faith. I think that's actually a good one to do it for.
Faith is so faith is I think just like if you want to spiritualize it, it'll be like, oh, it, like, you know, it's, I have faith in this thing, like I believe it's going to happen. But if you take away the religiosity of faith, you would just have like
confidence.
Yeah, just confidence. You would just have like synonyms of faith that aren't steeped in religiosity, similar to things like, oh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's just something like it's just that religion gives you the language to describe something that you don't understand as being a miracle. Whereas someone who does understand it would be like, actually, it's not a miracle. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Do you know what I mean? It's like when people say like, oh, pregnancy is a miracle, which in one hand, I completely understand because it is a wonder. But the level of wonder to it has been reduced over the years through the advent of, you know, progresses in medicine. And so like the miracle of conception, it's not a miracle because a miracle implies the unknown. We know how conception happens. It's not a miracle. But when you have the, you know, language of religiosity illustrating life for you and spiritualizing things that can be explained without the religious element to it, you're going to see it as being this big spiritual experience. And similar to things like, oh, divinely orchestrated, coincidence.
But I still believe that some things just can't be explained.
Yeah, because some things can't be
but
explained.
In the
but
same
that doesn't
way,
mean that the explanation now needs to be that the explanation that we can use is that we have available to use at the moment is the best or the most accurate or needs to be religious.
Yeah.
I think the way, well, from being on the middle, middle grounds, I think the way to look at it is, although some things can't be explained, I think there's also you look at it as it's possible it could be something else. But Wunmi looks at it as this is God. And I think it's fair to say that two things can be true at once.
I think like two things can be true at once in this example kind of like flattens it, because similar to how, there are some things that can't be explained, but is it that it can't be explained, or is it that you can't explain it? Is it that you don't have
I mean,
the
maybe
knowledge of it? Is it that you don't? 'Cause
I
there
feel
were so
like
many,
there's been, for me, you know, in the last, like, you know, when we even earlier when we were talking about and I'm like, I feel like I have such a much more stronger sense of self. Do we have a time to?
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. You know, I'm like, I just have such a stronger sense of self and all of this stuff. Like that wasn't my doing. That was definitely 1,000,000% my relationship with Christ. That's definitely led me down to, you know, being clear and being just a lot more rooted in what I understand as like, you know, truth for me. And I think from my own personal experiences, and maybe, you know, to you, it can easily sound like, oh, maybe you just don't have the language to experience it, to explain it. Boy, if that's my naivety, I accept it and I walk with it because it is doing me wonders and I love it because of the peace that it's brought me and the joy that it's brought me into my life. So I'm more than happy with it. And I think for me, I've seen way too many things in the last like 2 years of my life where I've, you know, wholeheartedly devoted myself to Christ and this walk and done it. I want to say obviously not perfectly because there's no such thing, but I've done it right and I've really like fought for it and, you know, just really given it my all. It's just, I've seen too much, man. I've seen too many tangible, I come from a very interesting family where there's been like a lot that's gone on that has kind of like separated people, separated things, and you know, people not like my brother not being the most well, and there's like a lot of stuff, and seeing the way, just like I'm talking more so specifically like family, seeing the way things have been taken shape in the way that they have never ever done before in our in my entire upbringing. Like with them, I've like left Nigeria at like 7. We've all been disjointed. There's not been any the way things are like morphing right now is not. I want to explain this very well in saying that there's like a lot of emotions that would 100% like pull people away from one another to absolutely not want to be like intimate and like, you know, go back and like do, you know what I mean? That I'm like, this one on my end, like the things that I'm seeing right now are not things that in my language, in Wunmi Bello understanding who she is and what she's capable of, is not something that I can put down to myself doing. You know what I mean? And for me, that is like a constant thing in like every aspect of my life, like not just family, but in my career, like even down to my freaking manager, like down to my friendships, down to me and my man. Like there's too many aspects of my life that is just growing in like a certain direction, and a direction that's bringing me so much fulfillment and so much joy and so much realness. So much realness is like the best word to describe it, that I can't deny, because when I look at my life before this, there is a lot of wavering, a lot of confusion, and don't get me wrong, not to say that there's no confusion, in this season of life, because heck yeah, there is, but at least there's a home that I can like rest that confusion in now, meaning like there's a God that I can bear that to, and he gives me, my direction. But I in my day-to-day life, like looking at my life before this season, it is we are very different people. Don't know who she is. She scares the heck out of me, boy.
I just want to say it's really beautiful just hearing you talk about it and just watching you. Like, you're literally just lighting up.
Yeah, like I can't, because I feel like I was a miserable person. Like I was miserable, and I was just chasing the wrong thing. Like I was just chasing life. I was chasing success. I was chasing just things that have no meaning. Like it's actually giving me goosebumps when I like talking about it, because I'm like, I was just chasing absolute nothing, like things that had no meaning, and for what? And it took me going on this walk, and yes, people might figure that out on their own accord without going on their walk, but for me, it's been my walk of Christ that's led me here to like just have a whole different perspective on life and experience in life, So, I even, I think that's why I'm so hell bent on like this whole like religious thing, because I'm not just a believer who just like watches, a sermon online and like goes about her business. No, I be reading my Bible, so I understand, like I get my own revelation from the word. I read this thing, right? And what I understand about religious people then, they weren't the standard. They weren't the people that we're supposed to follow. You know what I mean? So I'm always just like, when people are like, oh, are you religious? I'm like, I'm kind of like, well, religious people are a lot more closed off, a lot more
been stoned to death. Will be exiled.
It's a lot more like they lived back then. It's a lot more shut off. It's a lot more. We wouldn't be able to have conversations like this. It would be. They're just like very extreme and not in the direction that that from what I read in the Bible we're supposed to be. Like Christianity that I'm experiencing is so open. It's so. It's so peaceful, it's so understanding, it's so like let's speak, like who cares what land you're from, like you're my sister, like whether or not do you know what I mean, like me being a Christian doesn't take away from the fact that you're my sister, like you get what I mean. So I'm like deeply passionate about making it very clear that there are people who are believers in God and are so expansively open, and they're very different from religious people, because I've experienced religious people and I'm like, oh, that is intense. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's even the direction we were going in originally, but
I think that I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for the control that you have taken over your life as well.
Because I don't feel like, and maybe this is, boy.
I think it's like you being too humble, and
no, it's not. Like, it's not. I mean, I don't mind,
because you're saying that it wasn't you, but I feel like you. Remember when we were saying how like we were surprised because you like she's very intentional, she's very, do you know what I mean? Like very. I think you don't give yourself enough credit for just how much control you have taken over your life, and that's not to say that you don't give yourself credit or that you don't recognize the the role that you play, but a lot of the ways that that like people change you in particular, you more specifically, is down to you coming to the realizations for yourself and you deciding that, you know what, I want something different for myself. I think that, again, this is just, I think like, being remember, you have your religious framework that you use to describe your experiences, and then I have the non-religious interpretation of it that is like, okay, so because what I'm hearing is that you weren't happy with the shallow pursuits of success, which is, again, just a kind of misdirection of the nature of human ambition. The nature of human ambition is just that, you're going to want to align yourself with things that you think symbolic of growth and success, and whether it's money, whether it's followers, whether it's cars and houses, your life look in a particular way, etc. You come into the realization that actually I don't want this. This doesn't fulfill me. This doesn't have much meaning for me. And so you went to find something that had more meaning, and for you that was religion and belief in your relationship with Christ, and more power to you. Do you know what I mean? And so for me, it's always just because again, the language thing, you are describing things that I would describe without the religiosity of it. I'm just hearing Wunmi decided that she wanted a different kind of dynamic with her family, that she wanted to prioritize things that wasn't about materialism and success and things like that. We have so much more control over our lives than I think a lot of people give themselves credit for, especially religious people, because you're constantly being indoctrinated and told that it's not you, it's God, it's not you, it's God, it's not you, it's God. And it's if that's what you believe, if you want to, not give yourself the credit for the control that you have taken over your life, the power that you have, given yourself to change your life, then okay, that's fine. You do that. If that makes you happy, more power to you, because I can see just how much happier you are. And if you think that that happiness and that change comes about from from not necessarily you, and you making these decisions, you having these experiences, your nervous system reacting and telling you that these things don't fulfill you, and these things make you uncomfortable, and you give all of the credit to your belief in your relationship in the deity that you worship, etc., then cool, you more power to you. I love that.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
To just to finish,
I didn't even hear it. I didn't even clock it until you said it.
What
just
did I say wrong?
lands.
The
No,
deity.
it's okay. I think just
Did I say anything?
nothing at all. I think for me, I feel like people can, whether they want to call it, someone not being humble, or being humble, or whatever it is that they want to call it. At the end of the day, I obviously know the work that I needed to do in order for me to even get there. But there's also the revelation that will come before, you begin the work. And personally for me, where I was before, I definitely thought I believed I was happy. So until the point I got the revelation that this isn't, it's not even about happiness, because happiness is so fleeting. It's not even about that, but it's more so you think that, you are, you think that you're walking down a certain path, or you think you're doing this, or you think you're doing that. And then you get to a point where, for me, definitely through my walk, I got to a point where I was like, hey, I'm understanding this, I'm understanding that. And I think it's definitely skyrocketed my personal growth. And I don't know if you've experienced people who don't, give themselves credit, because I don't think this is that for me. I'm not oh my God, I just sat and Jesus just did all the work. No, I knew what I needed to do. And I saw myself, I recognized what I did, you know what I mean? But for me to now sit here and be oh yeah, as if for me anyway, that God is not 1,000,000% at the forefront for me would be an absolute lie. And if, that means for whoever's listening, watching, if that means that, hey, this lady is uber religious and just, she's not giving herself credit and doesn't believe in the power that she has, all power to me. If it means that I'm where I'm at now, I'm absolutely running with it. And I think also, I feel like what you said just speaks to humanity and our inability to see just how, because I know for me, even with where I'm at now, and thank you, Lord, but there's still a never ending moment of wavering, because I'm human, I'm susceptible to absolutely doing nonsense every other day. So for me, because I recognize that and I know how real that thing is for me, it's actually insane to think that, one day you wake up and you're like this and it's a brilliant individual and it's amazing. But then, within 2 minutes of that, something occurs and you're an absolute, what is wrong with you? Yeah. That instant change, that constant what's the word I'm looking for? That constant, it's not even wavering, but the fact that humans, we are not one way. Like even when you do grow, even when you do change, even when you are, because I would say I'm a lot more like steadfast and a lot more constant now than like before, like in terms of like emotions and like my emotions not leading me left, right, and center for sure. But that default human nature thing still occurs, right? The wavering of like just the way you change. Yeah. Like it's literally human nature. And because of that, I'm very accepting of that weakness. And for me, I'm like, because I recognize like that is a thing, I can't possibly give me, the woman who is very aware that there is so much like wavering like going on, I can't give myself like, I just think it would be wild for me from what I've seen to be like, Wunmi, this is all you. Even though I'm very aware that in my human nature, I'm not constant. Like I'm not, I can't explain. I can't.
Be constant.
No, but that's my thing. That I'm like the thing that makes me the most constant. The thing that makes me the most enjoyable and the most like present and the best word to kind of describe it, constant, is like me going back to my creator. Like that is the thing that keeps me the most, right? When I'm like out of alignment with that, I waver. And because I recognize that in myself, in my daily life, I'm like, it would be insane for me to now be like, oh yeah, this is like, I got this. Like I'm so powerful. I got like, yes, you're powerful, but your power is limited.
Yeah, of course.
You get what I mean? So for me, I'm like, I can't put all like my growth on, I'm not gonna be here and be like, oh yeah, like my growth is me, like I work so hard and It's not been, that's just not been the reality. That's not been the reality of my journey, you know?
I think that like growth needing to be this like constant thing that is unshakable, unmovable, and going in just one direction is unrealistic, an expectation for humans, because people have always been very just like we change, we're very conditional, you know, 100%. Like when things are going well, when, you know, we're eating well, we're getting the right amount of sleep, etc. We feel like we're physically more capable. When things aren't going well, when we lose our jobs, when there's, you know, like financial incident. I know when my money is low, I turn into ain't shit funny, bro. But funny, but I'm not now gonna say, I wouldn't then see, you know, the fact that I am susceptible to a change in my environment which causes emotional, psychological, cognitive changes in me as a weakness or as a marker of my inconsistency. It's me changing and being impacted by the reality of being human and all of the different ways that the human condition can be altered. People who think that, you know, like, it's similar to when people, like, when, you know, your money is up, for example, and, you know, yeah, like, you want to take your friends out, you want to do this, you're happier, your mood is this, like, you know, you're not having so many things that you're having to think about. There was that thing, where are you okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm just
saying. Where the hairstylist with the toilet seat. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I didn't see the video, but I saw
there was a
hairstylist
who didn't have a toilet seat in her bathroom. A client went in there and very insensitively
she was being
recorded. She was being very, very malicious. Like, she was mocking her, and mind you could tell that the hairstylist, she had a scented candle. She did what she could, but because of poverty. Or maybe even it was just that, you know, the toilet broke that morning and the plumber isn't coming, or her partner isn't coming, or she doesn't know how to fix it. There were so many different things, but it's just about how, you know, like, different conditions bring out different things in us. And so that's just the nature of being human. You're not going to be, nobody is consistently, like, our idea of consistent is actually very loose. Like, it's not as concrete as what it actually is. Even things like monogamy. People use the word monogamy, but monogamy is one partner the entirety of your life. People use monogamy as
One at a time.
One at a time. That's not monogamy. Our understanding of a lot of the words that we use, a lot of the ways that we describe the word and understand the word through words is very, very like limited. Do you know what I mean? And so like I wouldn't see you being or anyone having these fluctuations in themselves as a sign of weakness or as a sign of, you know, the flaw of human nature. It is just human nature to be impacted differently and experience life differently and experience yourself differently based on the conditionality of the conditions of your life. Do you know what I mean? Like when we were having the conversation about religion, this has been a very religion focused episode. Oh my goodness. Like, yuck. Oh my gosh. No, we don't want that. Okay. All right. No, I want to talk about...
She said replay, divert.
She said, I love that episode. Let's recreate it.
No, mind you, this is actually your fault. We started like 4 times at the beginning of the conversation. I love that religious conversation. Yeah. It was the one. It was the one. You manifested that one, baby.
I am so sorry. I did
not
mean that whatsoever. Oh my gosh. Priscilla, let's talk about football. Let's talk about your pivot into sport. Oh my gosh, how insufferable. Sorry, guys.
No, it was actually very good.
Do you know what? I think that's a good segue into seasons. Because I think from what Wunmi said, she was in a season before, she's now in a new season. Yeah. And obviously us doing Nailing It, we are in a complete different season now in our lives. Sure. All around. So what's going on, girl?
It's you now, Mia. What the heck?
We're
Mrs.
Football. She doesn't like talking about it.
How could you turn around and say, it's you now, babe?
It's you, babe.
I know, I tried to be like,
so. You've got so many exciting things you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Our women in football, going to panels, hello.
Do you know what? It's a really nice journey.
Yeah.
And it came so unexpectedly. So I think this was like we was talking about pivots, and I feel like I pivoted so much in my life, but this was the one unexpected one that I truly actually pivoted into my purpose. Like, I think it all started last year when I had my Sky Sports documentary, but even how that came about, I was sent a WhatsApp message about a Sky Sports fund, and I just sent it to my friend who's a director and was just like, yeah, here you go, you're a director, you could probably do something with this. And he was like, what would you do? I was like, I'm not in sports. What do you mean, what would I do? But obviously an idea was born from that. So yeah, I was literally just pushed here. And since then, I feel like it's just been new heights. I've done football, F1, rugby, cricket. Like, there's so many things that I've been involved in and so many conversations where people just want to hear me speak and just was just like, can you bring your community? Which I found so powerful. And one thing about what I do, so I have this platform called Girls Are Players Too, and I just encourage women and girls to move.
Girls are players too.
I love that name.
Thank you. To take part in sports. And what I loved is that we're creating so many firsts. Yeah. And I feel like as women, and especially as women of colour, there's so many opportunities that are out there in this world that we're just not privy to. We're not exposed to. There's no visibilities. There's no role model. And it's been really wholesome knowing that I'm able to like kind of open up this world.
To facilitate that for so many women.
Facilitate that for women from our community. So I think it's really rewarding. And
do you feel like, you know, you were talking about it putting you in the direction of your purpose? Was there like a moment where you felt like, oh yeah, this is purpose?
I think from when we launched, and no, the purpose was when I did the documentary and I started to get DMs and like videos of my friends and stuff, and their little girls are watching and they're just like, I want to try boxing now. Or I want to do this. And or they're saying like, or fathers even just being like, I didn't realize I need to take sports so serious for my baby girl and things like that. So I was just
crazy,
like,
by the way. Like, why would you not think why would you not think that? It's just the way,
it's just always Project Mbappe,
women are, the way like little girls are socialized. Oh gosh, anyways, no, because there were so many girls who aren't being given the opportunity to explore that kind of like athletic and sporty side to themselves because of gender programming and gender socialization. It's ridiculous. Like, I love that you're now doing sports and that, you know, like you feel so fulfilled in it. Because even me, like, I did like football, rugby, tag rugby, netball, basketball, athletics growing up. And I think because I grew up in like a very like athletic family, like, you know, like my brothers did football and my parents never like socialized me to be like, oh, girls don't play football, girls don't do this, blah, blah. Even if they did, it still wouldn't have stopped me from playing football. I'm a very tenacious, like, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I was always that kind of girl. So I think it's amazing that like you're able to, you know, step into that space and help facilitate more girls to feel more empowered and more like comfortable and confident to even like imagine it. And I think with these like gender binaries and programmings and stuff, it just limits people's imagination. That's the main thing. Like when you're limited in your imagination, you're limited in your potential, in your like possibilities, etc. But how has like, because before this we were talking about how you felt that you've grown more in the 5 months that you've been pivoting into sports.
It's only been 5 months.
In like 5 years.
Well, that's the term I've been using, 5 months and 5 years. I mean, technically it's been a year because September.
I was thinking
since my thing came out, it's September, but I launched my platform.
What thing?
My documentary came out in September last year, so it's been a year. But my platform got launched in March on International Women's Day.
Sick.
I feel like I've just been taken a lot more seriously.
Yes.
If I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like not much for budgets, yes, I have to convince people. And I think that's been one of my biggest challenges. But it's not much convincing in what I'm trying to do or the walk or the path that I'm really on. I feel like when I was in entertainment, I had to convince people like, yes, I'm a presenter, I can do this job. Please book me. And constantly overlooked. But with this, it's just like, everyone believes it. And one of my biggest fears was like, people are going to think, what am I doing here? Like, why why the hell is she in sports?
Yeah.
But
did you ever feel like imposter syndrome or anything?
I have that all the time. So
really?
Yeah. So, that ain't on you.
But you know what I will say though, like just knowing you from even before nailing it, before you being in entertainment and you being the behind the scenes girl, the beautiful thing about this era for you is that like it kind of feels like it's merging all your previous expertise, like the event stuff, the planning, the networking, with also the entertainment side, because that it just feels like it's merging all sides of you way more than before.
I think so. Like I'm in this really nice space and I'm happy and I'm enjoying it. I think that's the most important thing. I'm enjoying it. So I like it. That's the season that I'm in.
Period. And it's such a wide gap. Who isn't? Please stay and do the sports. There's a lot of money there. No, I literally
trying to get to the bag.
I literally how long was it? Maybe a month ago, I did an interview with a rugby player. And just to keep, I'm going to not mention her name, but the conversation that we had outside of the interview, just talking about how much that she's able to make because of how small it is in terms of how many women are in there. It's wild. It's wild. Not even just like in terms of physically playing the sport, because she's a rugby player, but more so like the brand deals, the sponsorships.
Yeah.
Even
there's
the reason we did the actual event itself, what they paid me, and I'm like was amazing. And I'm now thinking about her being a volleyball. Did I say volleyball? Rugby. That's the one. Rugby player, doing incredibly well. But then you're now also doing like a brand collaboration. Can you imagine like the kind of money she'll get for that kind of thing? It's insane. There's a lot of money there.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities. And the thing is, it just feels so sinister how like how like girls and women are kept out of that, and like the gatekeepers of these sports have, you know, historically just kind of like discouraged and just in a lot of cases even just mocked and undermined, like, you know, girls and women getting into it. And I'm just thinking like how many women's positions financially, etc., and even professionally would have been different if, you know, the attitudes towards girls and women in sports would have been a lot more progressive earlier on. Do you know what I mean?
Because I even feel like now, as I said, like one of my biggest issues now with everything I'm doing is the funding, is the money, because brands are not seeing it. If it's not wrapped in a bow, shiny, sparkly, here you go, you're going to have a moment, then they're also, it's not a priority for them. They're not as interested. So I'm just thinking, with everything that's going on in women's sports, can you imagine what it was like for everyone 5 years ago, 10 years ago? I mean, some of these leagues ain't even that old. They're probably like 5 years old. Like they didn't have stadiums to train in. They didn't have facilities. They just
a massive disparity.
Yeah, so it's crazy, but things are changing. So in the next 5 years,
what made you pivot more so into sports specifically?
literally, it was just the thing that came.
Just
a
the
document.
Were you a
the
sporty
opportunity.
person before?
Oh, yeah. So growing up, I did high jump. So I did athletics. I was a dancer.
Yeah,
Gifted and talented for PE.
dancing dancer.
Yeah, so it's just like my brother as well. He done everything under the sun. So I've always just been a naturally competitive girl. Like I'll get stuck in. So I was like, yeah, this makes sense. I kind of feel like I went back
to
me. And I took gym serious. I was like, I found boxing. I fell in love with boxing, and it was just like I didn't realize how good it felt to move. I was like, I'm not moving my body.
Movement is so important.
It's
Movement
so
is also very
important.
political as well.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I came back from a trip, a friend's wedding, and I was so tired. And I knew the tiredness was not. It was like
everyday
deeper
normal.
than it was deeper than
Underlying issues.
Because
guys,
working them
I
muscles.
changed my eating habits from that May, and I cannot tell you how much of a difference this thing has made, even to my gymming, like my workout life. Changing my eating lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Oh my God.
My diet.
Priscilla.
That's the problem for me. That's the problem. The food gets me every time.
Yeah, the food is so difficult. It's so difficult to, and that's what so many people say. Like going to the gym and exercising, movement. That's not the problem.
They said that's
'cause
20%.
Yeah,
Like
like
80%
the
is the food.
eating is what is cause.
I need to highlight some
What's the
eats.
time?
If you're watching,
And you know what? You know what's so interesting? I realized that I've started to notice things that I didn't like notice before. So I'll be like on the Stairmaster, for example, you know, it'll tell you how many like calories you're losing, right? It will be like, I'll be on there for like a good 30 minutes, you know, putting a good workout, and it will tell me that there's been 100 calories lost. You go home, you know, on a cheeky Friday, and then you pick up a little Haribo. You look at the back of that Haribo. Why does it say 250? And you're like,
I'm empty calories.
do you get what I mean? And I'm on the set, and I'm on that
minus.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm not, guys, when I tell you that stops me from eating so much stuff, I'm like, oh no, I just went to the gym yesterday. Yeah, because if you think about it, you're like, I'm going to fight myself at the gym, doing all this higi haga, like doing all of this to fight emotion. And one sprinkle little Haribo is going to come and take that away from me. Take it.
My relationship with food is more so like I use because I lose weight very easily, very quickly.
And gain it quickly.
Very quickly.
Story.
Remember, we
Yes.
always used to talk about, okay, like how
Up
can we
and
gain
down.
weight, because the weight fluctuates so much, especially when like you're busy, you know, and when you're having days where, you know, like you're on set, you're doing this, you need to focus, you're doing, and me, when I'm busy, or when I'm busy, I'm gonna forget to eat. I haven't eaten today.
Yeah.
Even today, what's the time right now? 6:09. I've not even eaten today.
Yeah.
But it's like I have things to do. So like my relationship with food is more so like I just want to make sure that I'm looking after my body. I don't really care about, you know, like an aesthetic or looking a particular way. It's more so if I have a thigh gap, for whatever reason, I know it's because I'm abusing my body and I'm not eating well. It's not because, I don't want a thigh gap because of the way it looks. I don't want, you know, I want a big bum because of this. I want big hips because, no, I just want to make sure that, like, I'm eating because my weight is very much related to my eating habits. I forget to eat all the time. And then, like, my friend, like, my friends will be like, Chow, you've lost weight. And it's just like, I didn't even notice. Like, I never realized. And so when like my friends are like, my friends know to be on Weight Watch for me, like, because when they know when I get busy, they need to be like, Shayo, have you eaten? Make sure you eat, make sure you eat. And so for me, it's more so about just having like a relationship with like my relationship
yourself.
with it's just about making sure that I'm looking after myself, because I know in order to do the things that I want to do and have the energy, girl, you gotta eat, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, for me, it's that I have to come to terms with my new body. Because I feel like now I've had my second period. Wow. I feel like I've had my second puberty.
Yeah.
I'm filling out. I've got
you have
I'm in my woman era. Like right now,
puberty.
I've never been.
Wait, Pris, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, so I'm joining you.
Yeah, I've
second
never
puberty.
been.
Oh, my, the
this
spring
big,
chicken.
honestly.
Wait, when's your birthday's in January? You're right after me, ma'am. October. 29. Turning 29 and a few weeks. I can't wait, guys. I'm so excited.
I'm just trying to tell you, it comes at you fast because
I'm prepared.
be
Let it
prepared.
come.
Like, I'm enjoying this. I love it. Like, I'm.
What do you think
thinking
it's
the
done
right
to you?
places.
Because I remember
Girl.
weight was a big thing for you. I remember there was a tweet you put out one time where you
I'm
said
like,
that
I've
you were
reached-
finally 60 kg. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just like, I still think I'm that size 6 girl, bro. I got jeans the other day and I had to buy a size 10.
Oh, I love that for you.
I love that for me, but it's just like, I need to start understanding this
That your
new
body is changing.
I think it's,
changing.
I
Even
think,
in gym, like doing pull-ups now, I'm like, I used to be able to do this easier, but now it's like
weight.
working.
There's
There's
more
also your
weight.
body
I
weight
think
now.
it's just like your
Very
metabolism
real.
slowing down.
But
as
I also
well.
need to re-understand and re-educate myself how I'm supposed to eat, because before I could eat anything.
Yes.
My metabolism, like I'm not moving.
Yeah, that
now,
change from 27 to 30 must
it's
be
moving.
crazy.
I'm like
Yeah.
things feel heavier. So it's just like
It moves,
it moves. So it's just like, understanding that, relearning, just re-educating myself about nutrition and all these things.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to, because I still want to look good, I want to feel good, but I don't ever want to go over that line where now I'm just trying to race against time to get back to that state.
What
I
you
just want
were
to,
before, yeah.
yeah.
I think I liked what you were saying because it's what I look at now. I'm like, it's actually more about just wanting to take care of yourself.
Yeah, it's literally
like
just
for
a
me,
health
I'm like,
thing.
before, I don't know if you guys remember this, I think we spoke about it, but before I would literally go to bed at the most ridiculous time, but then every single day wake up at like 5 a.m. getting ready to fight the world for God knows who, I don't know why. Like not even on an empty stomach, just an unhealthy way of living. And I'll still go to the gym and all of this stuff. Whereas now I'm like, no, this is just about loving yourself well enough to want to take care of yourself well. What are you eating? Do you like the food that you eat? Because for me, even sometimes I
it
see,
just fuel,
sometimes,
just
right? And
I
oh my
love
God, I
the food I
absolutely
eat.
hate
That's my
that, by the
problem.
way. You know, sometimes I will see like, you know, people who eat like clean, right? And sometimes some of the things that they say scares me because I'm like, this sounds like you hate yourself. Because I remember there was this babe that was like, oh, you know, it's just like food to go into my stomach anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It matters.
Put the seasoning in there, babe.
need
Do
the
not.
flavour.
I'm like,
What?
I want to eat clean,
Yeah.
but I want to eat it. I want it to be delicious. Like, please,
Farmer J.
let's eat well.
supposed to be, like,
Let's take care.
enjoyable,
Even going to the gym now, I'm like, this is actually enjoyable. Whereas before, I think it was
More of a
a
chore.
war.
Yeah.
Who are we fighting? Now I'm like, okay, the sentiment is just look after yourself. Like,
Yeah,
love yourself
literally.
well. Look after yourself well. One by
Literally.
one, step by step.
That's the main thing, to be honest. Like, it's just about the relationship that you have with yourself is so important, but it's difficult to be consistent with it. And I think it's also like, it's unrealistic to, especially like, you know, when you contextualize the fact that, you know, we're working and, you know, we like our jobs are very like it looks different all the time.
Every day is a different
Every single
colour.
day it's a different day, it's a different requirement,
Yeah,
it's a
so
different this.
funny.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of fluctuations. We don't have that
Steadiness.
that stability, that like steadiness, that predictability in our job. There's, you know, there's a level of, there's a small amount of predictability, you know, in the sense that, you know, I know I'm going to be booked to host, to present, to do this, to do this campaign and this kind of campaign or
you know,
whatever.
the season's coming, summer's coming, Christmas coming,
like, you know, like there's that, but
No 2
like
weeks look the
there's
same.
no 2 weeks
Or
look
2
the
days.
same.
Or
Or
2
2 days, babe. Do you know what I mean?
Or even
So,
barely
like,
one
trying
day.
to manage everything and mitigate against all of like, again, like we're very conditional people. When the conditions aren't right for us to be able to prioritize our health, I think it's also important to give yourself the grace to be like, you know what, I've not been able to focus on eating clean and doing my meal preps and cooking and, you know, like exercising and gymming and all these things that I know that I want to do and that I care about and that, you know, are important to do, but like, it's okay kind of thing, you know?
I also just even think that I think it's also okay if you're just someone who's like, I don't actually enjoy the gym or I don't actually enjoy
don't force
like
it.
go
There's
you know,
other ways
I
of
think it's
moving.
I think for a while as well I just actually stopped going to the gym and I was like I need to find another I never ended up doing that. I'm not there yet, but I will come there.
okay.
But just trying to find like an actual exercise that you
I
enjoy.
found boxing.
Swimming.
I hate
I
cardio.
really it's just the hair though, babe.
See,
I just don't have the energy to jump in, out. I don't want to wear the hat. No.
okay, well,
There's a lot of
that's gonna
problems.
that's gonna
You
be
get
a
what
big
I
problem.
mean?
Because I have this swimming cap that is like silk lined, and like
like you're
it's
doing too
very
I'm like, I just don't
like
want to
okay,
wear
swimming is not gonna be for you then.
But the
because-
point is,
Boxing saved me,
find your
I hate
thing.
cardio.
Yeah,
But
cardio
with
is
that-
it's not really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I think obviously speaking on, you know, the being in this industry where things are so unpredictable.
Yes.
And I think there's not a lot of like transparency and honesty about the industry. I think a lot of people are more so interested in like appearing like everything is Gucci and everything is great and fabulous, and on the outside it may appear that way, but how has it been for you ladies? Obviously we were talking about you pivoting into sports and you know etc. Like how has work been? What are your opinions on like the industry, etc.? Because like things have really changed. I mean, there's a lot of people who want to be, you know, like content creators and like they see it as this easy
Run.
thing.
Fast.
Yeah, fun. You know, I get to go to events and this and blah blah. It's like, babe.
Those events are expensive. They add up, boy. But no, do you know
every
what it
day,
is?
I need to get my outfit.
Bruh, my makeup, my hair, no, it all adds up. But I think the industry has changed so much where I think a lot of us was had a nice time. George Floyd really had that whole movement of people appreciating black creatives and
That's true.
the black space. No, what I'm trying to say is at that time, like for example, right now, it's Black History Month, right?
And not a
pimp.
not
No
a word.
pimp. Back then,
Not a
you
word.
would have cleaned up in Black History Month. So what I'm trying to say is there's been a shift from acting as if they care and doing
Yeah,
something
I was
about
gonna
it at that
say.
moment. Yeah, no.
Not
they
sincere
don't care.
care.
No.
My
not
face,
sincere
No,
care.
they
was
were
like
saving face.
the appreciation. They didn't appreciate
But
shit. They just it was
there
just
was
the
money.
marketing.
Like back then, there was money. Now
There's
budgets
money
are-
now. They just don't want to give the budgets. Like it's just not something like we've expensed all of the guilt that you know, the collective guilt
But actually,
and the
though,
performance
even
of
in music,
altruism.
though, music is suffering. There's no
Yeah.
money.
I think it's just like a world thing though. There's just a
I
recession.
think, yeah.
It's
I
just
think
no
depending
money.
on the I would say, depending on the thing, like sports, where the money's flowing, again, you
Yeah.
see where the budgets are going to, because I'm probably one of 5 or just one black girl in the room. So the money's not being put into the right pockets or being shared equally. Not, I don't think that it ever will be, but
Equitably at
yeah,
least.
yeah, equitably at least. But I think with this realm, with this industry, there's a lot of faking it till you make it, and then just trying to paint a completely different picture.
Yeah.
And I think it's understanding which is which.
Yeah. Having the discernment to be able to see
To know that you're
Yeah.
you're in this space and you put on everything because you're trying to network and you're trying to get there, whereas the person next to you is just acting like they're there, like this is life.
Kill me.
Do you know what I mean? No, there's
Yeah, no, you're
really
right.
gotta
Yeah.
be able-
You need to have the discernment to be able to, but at the same time as well, it's like I understand that, you know, people don't have to necessarily. No, actually, I take that back. I do feel like people have to be more forthcoming about like what their life is like, because at least don't lie. At least don't make it out to be this
Glamorous.
But then there's like a
glam
level
than
of
it is.
vulnerability. Like for
you-
me,
you
for
don't like to
example,
do. Yeah.
exactly, I don't like to do it. And if I'm doing honesty hour, that year, honesty hour, that year after nailing it, my life stopped. Everything fell apart. Like nailing it stopped. Campaigns that I had in the pipeline stopped. Projects I had, like everything. It's like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
But am I in this lifestyle? Yes. Am I gonna continue with stuff? Luckily, because I had at least built something in my career. I have those foundations. I'm not starting from scratch. Things do naturally come to me. I will be in some of those spaces, or I do get free things here and there. So I'm able
It's just
to.
not as frequent.
Regular.
It's not as frequent. It's not as regular. So I'm in that moment. Am I faking it? Absolutely. But has it been? Is it still a part of my lifestyle? Yes. So when you're there, like it's like, what do you do? Like you can't be like,
I
do I
understand
sit
what
at
you're
home and
saying.
cry, or do I still
Yeah.
come
Do
out
I
and
just
enjoy
like do
myself?
what I need to do?
Yeah,
And socialize, because
Yeah.
all my friends have come out, and being a girl, you don't, apart from your own upkeep, there's not much you have to do. Like I can get to events, someone will pay, like the event itself will probably pay for my transportation or whatnot, so I don't have to worry about that. clothes. I have clothes in my house, or I can get gifted clothes.
There's clothes at home.
Yeah, or I can get gifted something. So I can put on that dress. I can put on that outfit. I can do my makeup and my hair myself. So getting there, it's like
not the problem.
my life is falling apart. But I'm still able. I don't look like it's falling apart. But then it's
never look like what you're going
exactly.
through.
Yeah.
But now that goes to the problem. Should I now be saying to everybody,
I'm suffering.
I'm
Like,
suffering.
oh
Yeah.
guys,
Can you
exactly.
imagine?
That's the thing.
So
Dear Diary Instagram.
I think
Today
it's
there's water.
Today for dinner I had Gary.
With a sprinkle of water because I needed to drink the rest. That's crazy.
Do you know what? I think it's just about like more so just for me it's like you don't need to make out that it's more than what it is. Like you said, you had, you know, like it was still your lifestyle. It had just kind of slowed down a little bit. That's different to it not being
Not
your lifestyle
existing.
and it not existing and you now pretending like it's so much more. And again, people can argue, oh, you don't owe anyone anything. That is a very individualistic way of seeing things because we are so like we have influence, we have we like there is an impact that we have whether we want to acknowledge it or not. And again, it's more so just for me. I'm a very like community, social accountability kind of person. Like if things are going hard, etc. If things are a bit hard, and there have been many times where things have been difficult. Yeah. Like, but at the same, like for me, I will talk about it in a way that is still true to me. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a piece that I put out. There was a poem that I put out called what was it called again? I don't even know what it was, but it literally was, ain't shit funny when you're broke. What the hell do I look like laughing at a joke? Money was tight as fuck when I wrote that piece.
She said I felt it.
Money was tight. And so for me, like, it's more so like you can find different ways of, you know, like still being true to yourself, talking about the things that you want to talk about. And if you want to keep it offline, you keep it offline. That's not to say that, you know, like you have to tell people that, you know, you have to talk about it. You have to say just how much you're struggling or whatever. But I think in this industry where, you know, we see just how many people, young girls, want to come into this industry because they think that it's going to be smooth fucking sailing.
Yeah, it's good to have
it's
that
like,
transparency.
no, let's have a bit of transparency. And that's not to say, like, you know, you're struggling for 6 months. You've not had campaign for 3 months. That's not to say for 3 months you're online saying, shit, I'm broke, man. Oh, shit, your sister is broke. No, it's just about, like, just don't feel like you... I think it's
you
also
have to
just
put
about
on-
feeling
I
like you
also
need to
think
go.
about it, for example, you two, like your profiles are very outspoken. Like me, I'm only just now starting to talk on the internet. So for me, it's just like, why would I say something now if I haven't been saying something anyway?
Because you're aware now.
No, I get that. No, my point of my thinking with this is what I'm trying to say is like, for example, if I was like, I talked every day, I tell people, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing Naturally, it would be nice to have a balance if things ain't going right to say that.
Oh, I
But
get you.
if someone's not that outspoken, I'll come, I'll post, I'll go. If someone doesn't have that relationship with their community or that type of, I would say that type of expression.
Intimacy,
That intimacy or even just expression, because my expression isn't that. I'll post my grid and I barely even post, if I'm being honest. So how can now someone use or kind of, what's the word to say?
Expect you to do things that you were never doing.
To be so open and sharing.
Yeah, but
in a way that still remains authentic, because that's not authentic. Now this is
no,
random.
but I feel like it's not. It's only not authentic if you don't want to. Yeah, like if you're in this phase now where you're like, I actually just want to like speak about this. I think it's not crazy at all if you're in a space where I don't think it will be insane for you to come online one day and we see you on your story or on your feed and you're like, but I haven't been spoken. I haven't said a lot.
So should the person who doesn't speak up?
If you want to.
No, but
if you don't,
do you think that there's a kind of accountability responsibility for them to now speak up if they don't speak? Because I feel like it's also like in your own way of expression. Right. Because, for example, Sayo coming online and doing her rap saying, hello, what's funny?
Yo, spitting bars.
No, I actually said rap.
Yo, I'm a rapper, not a trapper. Yo, I'm a rap star, I'm a superstar. Like rapping.
My goodness, sorry, her poetry, like that's her, like that's her expression.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like similarly, it could be me one day. I'm doing like I don't know. I'm getting dressed right, and I'm like, boy, today we gonna buy everything from a charity shop. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's expressing like where you're at without.
It being like,
It's like,
guys,
hey,
I'm struggling so much.
there's no money.
This is just me being,
You get what I mean?
Like in a
Yeah.
way that is authentic to you.
Yeah.
Like whether it's, you said that you barely post. Maybe if you're going through something and you you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it in a way that you usually do, or even if you want to change it up and talk about it, have it. Just do what it is you want to do. I think it's more so just about not feeling like you have to maintain appearances, not feeling like you have to do things in a particular way.
Got you.
Sometimes, like I post content where I'm in my character.
Sorry, her
dress
face
up,
had
etc.
me. I was like, okay.
I just saw some crazy work. Amazing. I'll talk to you guys
Amazing
about
fab.
it later.
Like for me, it's like sometimes I will post and like it's glamorous, like I've done my makeup, I've done this. And other times I'll post and I'm looking, I've got my hair out here and blah blah blah. For me, because my thing, like my online presence is very much what you see is what you get. Sometimes I'm dolled up, like I just had a shape up, I just had a trim, like I'm looking good, I'm doing content. Yeah,
You cut your hair?
Wunmi.
Shape up. Am I blind?
Wunmi.
Let me see.
She has short hair. She'll just have the normal lineup, not box.
Wunmi.
Just a nice little.
Thing is, when I see it, I'll be like, oh, but I
Just
Why?
nice
My
and
hair is-
rounded.
But I feel like
Where
maybe
is-
because I've seen you with a wig for a minute, I'm like,
Wunmi.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
obviously. I saw this. Sorry. I knew, sometimes, my bad.
Sometimes, I'll be done up and whatever and I'll post. Sometimes I'll be looking raggedy and I'll still post.
Yeah.
For me, I don't give a heck. You're gonna like what I want to talk about is what I want to
me.
talk about.
Yeah.
What I look like is what I look like. How I look like is how I'm gonna. That's just my branding. That's just like my that's what I built a community around. People aren't gonna be thrown off if one day I come online and I look like a boy.
Yeah.
Because I have a male character.
Yeah.
People aren't going to be thrown off if I come online and I'm talking about, religion and I'm talking about racism.
Yeah.
I already have a history of doing that. You know? So
I was gonna say as well, like just to this whole thing of like being a creator, this industry. I feel like what you're saying it speaks so true to the importance of like solidifying like your
sense of self.
That, but also just like your online, like just
Identity.
your brand, your
Yeah,
online
your brand,
brand, your online identity, because bruh, so many people coming in left and right.
Oh yeah.
And so because of that, let's all get very serious about committing ourselves to what we want, to our cause. You get what I mean? Like, if I'm committing myself to this poetry, I'm committing it. If I'm committing myself to this show, I'm committing it. If I'm committing myself to sports, you get what I mean? Because there's so many people, like all the, like the things that you're committing yourself to like do it with everything, because there's so many people coming in left, right and center that it's so important to just like be very like, I'm here and I'm here for X, Y, and Z, So just for any people who want to get into the industry, like it's very, and also I think like, and I'm so happy we spoke about the year of lack, because the year of lack lacks for me. It lacked. It absolutely lacked. But the only thing that can prevent a lacking year from lacking ongoingly is if there's like a sense of clarity on like your direction. There's a sense of clarity on like why you're here. You know what I mean? If it's a little bit like, we don't know.
There's always going to be ebbs and flows.
Always.
But I think if there is that kind of like that consistency in why it is you got into this. I didn't get into digital marketing, etc. just out of nowhere. I've been from when I was young. I started writing poetry from when I was in year 2.
Can't wait for more of your poetry.
Pardon?
I can't wait for more of your poetry.
I need to bring
I feel
it
like
back.
it's missing online.
It's missing online. I'll be so real. And like it's not for lack of like writing or lack of like inspiration. It's just I want to explore other parts of me as well. Expressed and explored the comedy, and where it was literally just comedy, just satire on and that's what people that's what I was kind of like putting out. But the nature of human ambition is that we change. We want to challenge ourselves. I've wanted to do long form content and have this show and you know be able to speak and you know have more like conversations and discourse. Like I've wanted to do that for a long time. Now that I'm able to do that, I'm going to take the opportunity. I want to you know explore that part of myself. And so as much as you know like I feel a sense of social, you know, accountability and things like I said, I still have people asking me about nailing it. I still have people asking me, oh, like, you know, like poem. Oh, when's the next poem coming out? You haven't put out anything in a while. It's just like, I know. Like, I
you still
want
write?
to do. Yeah, I still write. I still write.
You know what I'm excited for though? I feel like you coming back to do more poetry content. It's gonna look and feel different.
Will you bring the first poet back?
And that's the joy.
Okay.
What?
Like that's the joy that is gonna be.
Coming. Yeah, like I even have a live show. I have a live show
this year.
Yeah, literally this month.
Is it going to be similar to your?
Yes,
the
it's
do you
gonna
remember
be-
that?
that was
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was
lovely show.
amazing. That was really.
It was
good.
just fun. Like it was
That
just
was
so much
really
fun. Like
good.
so, it's going to be on the 23rd of October.
Yeah.
It's going to be dinner and a show.
23rd, 3 days before my
Yeah, it's going to
birthday.
be dinner and a show. It's going to be at Shakara, London. So like 3 course meal. So
nice.
within the
Have
the
invites gone out?
tickets-
Because I didn't get mine.
Us.
No, they haven't. No, do you know what? It's not guest list this
ticket,
time.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's tickets.
Alright,
Make
so
your
it's a
money,
buy-out
babe.
ticket.
It's literally like a the tickets is included with you know like three course meal. It's a whole
this
thing,
is
and I've got
the vibe,
Koji
alright.
Radical.
We'll buy
I've got-
tables.
I've got Dion, who's like a jazz musician. I've got like world class talent. So it's like it needs to be reflected. So the money is basically like the price of the ticket
Dion,
is
who
literally
just
to
sax?
cover it.
Okay, sorry, no.
I'm
it's
not even
alright.
too sure, but like it's to basically pay for the show. It's not even you rarely make a profit
From that kind of thing,
with
yeah.
these things. It's
Yeah.
literally just.
But you know what though?
you know?
Those activations are so good for you.
Yeah,
though.
it's just about like
Oh my
I'm a
God.
big fan of art.
Real-
like I
Expression,
don't play
yeah.
about my art form and
Yeah.
stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it's been like the industry is always changing, similar to, you know, us, you know, like
Yes.
you've pivoted into sports, you are, you know, on your own journey and you know, like you're reinventing the Wunmi Bello show and it is amazing to see and I'm just so happy and honored to have been able to like get to spend that time with you guys. Let's be so fake. I'm gonna pretend to give you guys your flowers again. No, I don't care. I'm gonna pretend to give. Let me hand you your flowers. So for Wunmi, for Priscilla, I love you so much, and this is me both figuratively and literally giving you your flowers again. I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
Nailing
Nailing it. Oh my gosh, usually on the show, when I have guests on, I say, what do you want to say to
I have
the
seen
audience? Do you
this.
say,
Oh my
so
gosh.
Wunmi says and Priscilla says. Let's be mindful of
Priscilla, you go first.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, when we go first.
I beat you to it. No, I said
Cool.
Priscilla.
Go ahead.
I don't know what Priscilla says.
Pivot.
Priscilla says pivot.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wunmi says, live from the inside out. Do you?
Live from the inside out. From the lower abdomen to the diaphragm to the esophagus to the uvula all the
Do
way
you,
out.
baby.
Let's
Live from
let's
the
do
inside
that.
This was amazing.
Thank you guys
This was
so
lovely.
much
Thank
for
you
coming.
having us.
Guys, can we go for dinner after this? Is anyone?
Can.
Yeah.
What,
Are we doing
today?
it after?
Today. Oh, you mean today? Oh. I hear her. My man.
That's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you are following Wunmi Bello on all socials.
Oh my God, we're still going. Hello.
Yeah, make sure that you are following
join me.
Priscilla and make sure that you are subscribed to Sayo. It's not even Sayo Says. Subscribe to my channel, Sha. Honestly, the battery's about to die.
Nailing it. If you want us to let her know in the comments,
No, literally.
we'll come.